Hello, everyone. Welcome to another English lesson. As keeping with my theme, the English strikes back once again. Today, we're going to review the entire alphabet if you're in kindergarten. So be prepared for that. We're going to be doing just kind of a rerun of all the matching that we've been doing between letters and pictures that start with the word that those letters start with. So, first and second grade, we're going to be looking at days of the week and telling time. Um, you may already know these, but you might not know some details for time and the way that these all are put together. Third and fourth grade, we're going to review opposites and ER words, introducing routines is going to be kind of a new lesson. And fifth and sixth grade, we're going to be looking at common words again and using those words in sentences. All right, so let's get to it. Okay, all right. Are you guys ready to say the alphabet? We have big letters and small letters. We're going to start going through the big letters first, starting with A. Read with me. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. All right, can we sing it this time for the small letters? Are you ready? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Almost couldn't click that fast. All right, very good. Now to review our letters from last week. Last week we talked about the letter. Okay, so letter A. Letter A says what? You got to connect the dots here. Um, so we got to think about what each word starts with. And there are two steps to this. First, you have to say the word that of the picture. So if you can remember this up here, banana, and then you got to remember what banana starts with, what letter banana starts with. And I'll give you a hint if you can't match already. So pause the video right now if you can match it, and otherwise continue on. Okay, so here I'm going to give you the words that go with the pictures. All right, so we see banana, elephant, frog, cat, apple, and dog. So we can look at the first letters and then match uh, what is what letter does dog start with? Well, it starts with letter D. Okay, so you can get out a piece of paper and write this out, or just do in your head, point at the screen. If you're doing this with your parents, then that helps a lot. The next slide is going to be the same way. So just go ahead and match them, and I'll give you the answers for the rest here. Pause the video again if you want to try on your own. There's cat. There's banana. A is for apple. F is for frog. E is for elephant. All right. Next slide. We're looking at G, H, I, J, K, L, and M. It's the same thing, but this time I gave you the words to go with G. So G says gold. Of the pictures, what is gold? H says horse. I says ink. J says jungle. K says kangaroo. L says lemon, which we don't see here. M says money. Okay. All right. So let's match. Pause the video again. There's gold. A horse is this animal here. Here's ink. Here's a jungle. Here's a kangaroo. This is money. And we don't see a lemon. Picture of a lemon. We don't have it. Up so. Okay. All right. For some review. All right. And once again, I don't know why, but Queen needs to pop up. Okay. Letters N, P, O, Q, R, S, and T. All right, so N says nut, P says popcorn, O says octopus, Q says queen, R says robot, S says sun, T says turtle. Which picture goes with which word? All right. I'm going to give the answers. So pause the video if you want to try on your own. All right. This is a turtle. This is the sun. This is a robot. This is a queen. This is a nut. This is an octopus. And this is popcorn. Okay. Okay, so now we're looking at letters U through Z. Letter U says words like umbrella. Letter V says words like violin. W says words like watch. X ends on words like box. Y says words like yellow. Z says words like zebra. And which picture goes with which word? Okay, pause the video again so you can try for yourself, and then I will show you the answers. Okay. All right, so there's an umbrella. This is a violin. This is a watch. This is a box. This is yellow. And this is zebra. Okay. All right. So if you reviewed all those words, then you now have an understanding of the whole alphabet and the sounds that it makes and a word or two that go with each of those letters. Okay. And next week, we may review with new words and what other words sound like that start with these same letters as we talked about today. All right. So have a great week. Hopefully, I will see you soon. I think it's getting sooner and sooner that closer and closer, I should say, that I will see you in person. Alrighty. Now on to first grade. Okay, first and second grade, we're going to talk about days of the week and time. First, I want to talk about days of the week. You might already know these, but here we see a calendar, and this isn't a complete calendar because it doesn't have any dates or any numbers on it. We don't know what month it is, but we see the days of the week at the top: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Now, this is the way that a traditional American calendar is set up. As I understand, most calendars in Korea start on Monday and then have Sunday at the end over here. Which makes sense because we talk about Sunday and Saturday as part of the weekend. So We say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But for the longest time in Western culture, Sunday has always been the first day of the week, and calendars always put Sunday at the very beginning or first day of the week, not the end, which kind of makes us think about Sunday a little bit differently. Um, so, that being said, either way is okay, but just something to understand. Even though we say Sunday is at the beginning of the week, Americans still refer to Sunday as part of the weekend. Week end. These 2 days. And the rest of the days are known as weekdays. Weekdays. Okay. Although all of these are weekdays, it is an expression to refer to Monday through Friday as a weekday. Oh, it's a weekday. It's a weeknight. That means I have work tomorrow. But if it's a weekend night, then I don't have work tomorrow. All right. Here is a nice little slide for how you can pronounce the days of the week and maybe give you a clearer idea of what each day of the week can mean. So here we see a woman and it's Monday and she's yawning. It's Monday. She's just waking up, just getting into the work mode, and we say it like Monday. Day. Tuesday, maybe the U and the S are confusing. We say Tuesday. That's how we pronounce it, Tuesday. When we say Wednesday, we don't say Wednesday. We just say Wednesday. Thursday, we don't say Thursday. We say Thursday. Kind of make a Z sound. Thursday. Friday, we don't say Friday. We don't say Friday. We say Friday. All right. And Saturday, we don't say Saturday or Satur. We say Saturday. Sunday, just how it looks. Sunday. Now, why these are spelled this way and pronounced differently than the way they are spelled um, is something of a mystery, but it has to do just with English spelling. We can think of every day of the week as kind of its own exception to the rules of pronouncing or sounding things out. So just accept it for now, why they are pronounced so strangely relative to their spelling. Um, yeah, okay. All right, so talking about time now. First, let's start with hours. We know that there are usually 12 hours on a clock, right? And there's AM and PM. AM indicates the morning, and PM indicates afternoon or night, right? Because we have 24 hours in a day. So if you can't count to 12 or to 60, then you're going to need to learn how to do that before you're going to really be able to tell time. Minutes go from 1 to 60. So right now, I think it is 11:36 a.m. So 11 being the hour, a.m. indicating that it's the hour in the morning, um, and 36 being the minutes between the hour 11 and 12. Okay, so here's some examples. 12:45 p.m., 12:45 a.m. All right, the 12th hour, 45 p.m., 12:45 a.m. Very different times, opposite times completely opposite. So that means that 12:45 is middle of the night, 12:45 p.m. 12:45 p.m. is lunchtime, 12:45 a.m. is in the middle of the night. 4:06 a.m. 4:06 a.m. is very early in the morning. 4:06 p.m. is kind of later in the afternoon. Okay, so in addition to time, we also have dates to talk about and weekdays. All together, we can put them into a sentence to be very specific with what time and day it is. Okay, so we've got to think about weekday, month, month day, hour and minute time. Here's an example. It is Monday, May 18th at 3:31 p.m. So Monday is the weekday. The month is May. The month day, if we want to call it that, is the 18th. And the hour minute time is 3:31 p.m. All right. More naturally, we might say something like it is 3:31 p.m. because a lot of people know what day it is. A lot of people know what day of the week it is. They just might not know the time. Here's another example. It is Tuesday, May 19th at 7:40 a.m. But we don't have to say it in this order. That's just maybe a most natural order to go through. We could also say it is 7:40 a.m. on Tuesday, May 19th. Even more naturally, if it's 3:33 p.m., you might just say it's 3:30 or 3:30 p.m. Probably just 3:30 because if it's 3:30 in the afternoon, then the sun will be up, and it will obviously not be a.m. So you would just say it is 3:30 and leave out the p.m. at the end. So we only share the amount of information when it comes to date and time as we see it is relevant. Okay, so first and second graders, you can finish off by practicing saying what day and time it is. Maybe look at the clock and figure out what day and time it is right now and write it out and then say it out loud as a way of practicing. It is Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, May blah 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 at 7:40 a.m. You can say it like that. Now, for third and fourth grade, we are actually going to use date and time as well. So if you're not familiar with day and time, then you should review the first and second grade lesson today so that you will be able to participate in your grade's activity. So please review those slides back up on the video if you need to. Now we're going to talk about third and fourth grade exclusively. Okay, opposites. We reviewed last week. Some opposites are good and bad, clean and dirty, cheap and expensive. And we also talked about ER words the week before that, carrier and sweater. What is a carrier? Well, a carrier could be a person carrying something like a mail carrier. A carrier could also be a bag, a type of bag. A mail carrier could be the bag that carries the mail. In fact, it's usually an object. And a sweater doesn't sweat, but it is an object. So these are kind of confusing things because we also see that a runner is someone who runs. And but a poster is an object. A poster isn't a person. A poster is a big piece of art that you might put on a wall. And a toaster is something that toasts bread, but it's an object. So it does a verb, but it's just an object. Routines are things you do every day or repeatedly at a certain time. So this week I want to look at routines. Totally different change in topic. I'm just jumping all around with you third and fourth grades, but learning some important things along the way. So brushing your teeth, washing your face, these are probably things that you do on a routine, things that you do every day, maybe every morning. Maybe you do them at a certain time exactly. You also probably floss and put on clothes every day. Going to school most days, maybe not right now, maybe you have returned to school. Eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, these are things that you do in routine every day. And maybe you exercise every day. Or maybe your parents exercise every day and it's part of their routine. So routines are something that we do consistently. Doesn't have to be every day, it could be most days. Routines can be weekly, like going to church on Sunday. We don't want to think about going to church as a routine, but it is something that we do routinely. An example of routine with exact times. Okay, so I'll share um, something that's similar to what actually happens in reality for my routine, at least fairly close to. At 6 a.m., I wake up, get dressed, and eat breakfast. At 6:30 a.m., I go to the gym to exercise. At 8 a.m., I go home and shower. At 8:30, I make myself coffee and more food. At 8:45, I relax with coffee and food. I'm going to drink the coffee and the food, is what I mean. At 9 a.m., I brush my teeth and floss and shave. And at 9:30, I go to work. Okay? So I gave an exact time, and notice that I didn't really say AM every time. That's just to indicate to you that I am talking about my morning routine. So a lot of times we don't say AM naturally in speech, but we will uh, write it out in a text message so that it's specific. But when we're talking about things, a lot of times the people we're talking with knows when it's if it's in the morning or the afternoon or evening. What do you do in the morning? What do you do in the morning when you're not going to school? Use these questions to write out your own routine. Use the time and date vocabulary that we talked about and some of the verbs. Verbs being like go to work, brush my teeth, relax, make, go. Go is a very useful verb to know. So, all right. Go is hara in Korean, right? So hara is very useful. To go is very useful in English vocabulary as well. But notice that I can't really do anything with to go. I never say to go. I might say go to. Um, in the same way, I can never really use hara in a sentence. I have to transform it, right? Going, 할 거예요, right? So, yeah, practice, practice, practice. Create your own words and sentences. Okay, fifth and sixth grade, we're talking about common words again. This week, we're moving on to new letters. Here are some letters. Here are some words to go with the letter M. Machine, magazine, main, maintain, major. All right. N words are name, nation, national, natural, nature. Guys should be familiar with most of those. Occur, of, offer, office. Page, pane, painting, paper, parent. Quality, question, quickly, quite. Race, radio, raise, range, rate, rather. Okay, so I picked a few words from these that I think are very important to know, and even using those words in different sentences. Okay, so like let's take a look at those. First, main. Okay, the word is main. The main idea in the sermon is the most important idea to remember. Now, if you don't know what a sermon is a message shared by a pastor. So, Moksakim every Sunday or most Sundays gives a sermon. Um, we would say Pastor Kim in English. Um, Here's another word, maintain. Maintain your routine if you want to develop it as a habit. Now, you might not know the word develop, but it means make. Develop is like make. And habit is something that you do frequently or something that's done often. So habit and routine are similar meanings. Maintain is kind of like keep. I could also say this sentence. I'll erase ink here. Keep your routine if you want to develop it as a habit. Keep or maintain in this context can mean the same thing, but they don't really mean the same thing. Keep your routine um, just means to keep doing it. Maintain might imply that there's more work involved. Maybe you have to make adjustments to keep your routine. Um, Maintaining something, keeping something on track. Maintaining something means to make whatever adjustments you need to make to keep it the same. Um, there's a little bit more work involved with maintaining than keeping. Okay, so the meanings are similar, but not quite the same. You can use Papago or Neighbor to try to translate maintain and keep and see if they come up with different meanings or a good explanation for you. Is it natural to ask what you're doing right now in America? Is it natural to ask what you are doing? Put quotations. That's the question. What are you doing right now in America? Is it natural to ask that? And I would say no. But in Korea, very natural, very common to say. 보았어요? Right? I think my Korean's right on that. What are you doing right now? If you get sick often, then sickness has a frequent occurrence. So I transformed the word occur to work for the sentence. But occur is the word. Occurrence is the noun form. And there needs to be a period right there. Occurrence um, is how often something happens. So frequent means it happens a lot. Frequent occurrence is something that happens a lot. Often means happens a lot. Okay, so we could flip the sentence backwards and it might be, um, it would mean the same thing, but would just be said differently. Sickness has a frequent occurrence, then you get sick often. Although that doesn't sound very good. Can you raise your hand? The word here is raise, and we can use raise in many different contexts. Okay, so I'm going to give you actually 3 contexts for raise. Raising children is hard work for parents. raising children is hard work for parents. The coronavirus situation raises the question of when will it end? It brings up this question. In the same way, when you raise your hand, you are lifting your hand. Raising children, you could say upbringing of children is hard work. But all of these have the idea of up. So raises the question, it comes up in your mind, even though that's not a literal up, it is still going up. So it makes sense, but we don't use raise to literally mean the same thing all the time. It is a figurative meaning, okay? So we're not literally lifting children when we're raising children, although we could be. Usually this is figurative, okay? Coronavirus situation raises the question. It makes us think about the question. It brings us up to the front of our mind for us to think about. Raises the question of when will it end? So hopefully you're able to understand that. There are a lot of good words this week that you might not be familiar with. If there are any words that stick out to you that you want more explanation on, please let me know, and I will do the best that I can here. But please explore and make sentences on your own with these words or other words that you saw in today's lesson. If you go back to the previous lessons, I have the link there for the 1,000 most common English words. And you can explore and look up those words to your heart's content and fill all the holes and learn all the English that you want to. Don't limit yourself just to this, what I show you here in this PowerPoint. Okay, have a great week. I hope I will see you soon. Be blessed, shelter in grace, and have a great week.